got to be a millionaire or some kind of petty bourgeoisie anytime you live in here. In this country, you got to be in skullduggery, making you money illicitly to live like somebody. In this country, it's outrageous and insane. Them crazy prices in Port of Spain, and like the merchants going out their brain, and the working man like the only toiling in vain. Where you ever hear a television for 7,000, $250,000 for in piece of land, a pair of sneakers, $200, 80,000-90,000 for motor cars. At last, here in Trinidad, we see capitalism gone mad. It's sad and getting more bad because due capitalism gone mad. Provide for your family today on your present salary is an impossibility in this country. So many bills to pay, there is no conceivable way to save for a rainy day. In this country, our voraciousness, to be precise, is why every damn thing so overpriced. Big business making everybody feel government give them a open license to steal. Would you believe me? 1 night on panty is $19.90, $20 for some baby milk. The cheapest jersey costs over $60, 200 and change a yard for silk. It's hard here in Trinidad. Lord have mercy, capitalism gone mad. It's sad, things getting more bad. Oh Lord, capitalism gone mad.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. And how are we doing this afternoon? Yeah, it's been a while, I know.
This is Caribbean.
I hope everybody would have had himself a wonderful independence celebration.
To buy a pack of cigarette, just leave you with a hole in your wallet.
It's another wonderful day in the Spice Island of Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique.
Necessity or luxuries, it doesn't matter what the item.
We are now 50 years and 1 day old.
Country, primary school.
How are we doing?
Price is lewd, is highway robbery, the price of food. All hopes and dreams elude the poor man, but politicians still expect good work attitude.
Would you believe me?
Cheapest coffee, over 3,000, not even dying today easy. Thousands
I didn't get the opportunity,
undertaken.
but happy independence each and every one of you guys.
Hard here in Trinidad. Oh Lord, capitalism gone.
You all may not be hearing me,
Glad
but for the many persons who have been following
is gone because
my Royalty James's page, you guys will have seen that's been a very kind of sad few days for me. My little one was not well, hospitalized to be exact. However, ladies and gentlemen, she would have had a successful surgery, and so by God's grace, our recovery process is on the way. Thank you to everybody who sent their love and their prayers.
know how to move up in society to make any
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
in this country.
Let's get ready for another class in session.
Feel
You realize I changed the classroom, right?
perfect the
Make you guys feel like you're actually in the classroom.
in this country.
Realize that the background have changed a bit.
In this land,
Once the technical team say we can do it,
oh no,
it is going to be done.
with unemployment and high inflation, some are we go dead before the end of this recession. Where the hell is this?
I just didn't want another day or another week to pass.
$40
I come here and just have a word with you guys, have a conversation with you guys,
salary.
be able to say hi and hello.
Poultry. Time you buy greens, all your money done. It's hard here in Trinidad. Lord have mercy, capitalism gone mad. It's sad and getting over. Lord, capitalism gone mad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are back for another class in session officially. I want to say again a pleasant good evening to each and every one of you guys. I know some persons might still be over at Sister Jenny's program. I was trying to know whether or not that is going on, and the reason why I kind of, took a little while to actually come on, because I am unsure whether or not Sister Jenny is on. But however, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for another class in session. We are here for another program. I want to let you guys know it has not been the best for the past few days, but by God's grace and His mercy, He have kept me. And so I am ready again to be part and parcel with you guys, all right? Good evening. Persons are asking whether or not. I know some of you guys are ready for that conversation, eh? But I didn't see whether or not we had the gentleman from Sesame Street. All right, so before we start officially, we want to extend a heartfelt sympathy to the family of Mr. Anthony George. For those of you all who are historical enough would know that that's the individual who played an integral part in the designing of our national flag, and so he would have passed away, I want to believe, yesterday. So sympathies go out to Mr. Anthony George's family, and we pray that everything would go well in terms of your healing and growth, for God's mercy be poured upon you, and everything be blessed in the healing process as you would have lost your loved one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for those of you all who may not know, or for the many of you all who already know, then we want to extend sympathy to the dear brother there. All right, I want to start today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how many of you all had the opportunity to actually take a listen to this. However, it was an address, the 50th anniversary address that was done by Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell. All right, she's on fire as usual. Okay, so they say Sister Jenny is over on the other side. She's on fire as usual. All right, so I know some of you all might be still taking in Sister Jenny, but I don't know how many of you all heard that this address by Dr. Mitchell. And sometimes when Dr. Mitchell speak, and when he extends most of the time his empathy and the ability to see in him through words, how heartfelt it might be to have served as a Grenadian, or to be a Grenadian politician, or to serve as Prime Minister in this country. It is always heartwarming, and this one here, when you listen to it, it would let you know that this gentleman really does have nation to heart. So I want you to take a listen to this one right here, as we taking just about 5 minutes of Dr. Mitchell's address. I don't know if it was published, but I want to play this right now.
My beloved Grenadians, today, as we stand on the threshold of a momentous milestone, our nation's 50th anniversary of independence, my heart swells with pride and joy. Today, we celebrate not just a date, but a journey of resilience, strength, and unwavering determination. As we cast our eyes back over the past 5 decades, we see a tapestry woven with threads of resilience and brilliance. Yes, we have faced challenges, from the ravages of natural disasters like Hurricanes Ivan and Emily, to the unprecedented global crisis of COVID-19 pandemic. But like the majestic granite, we have remained steadfast, our spirit unshaken, our resolve unbroken. Our journey has been remarkable, marked by significant strides in education, socio-economic stability, and infrastructural development. The scholarships that have illuminated the paths of our youth, the stable economy we have nurtured, and the improved infrastructure are not just achievements, they are beacons of a collective will. The transformation of our country in critical areas like water supply, telecommunications, electrification, and proper road networks has been nothing short of miraculous. Clean and safe water now flows freely in our homes, a symbol of our dedication to the health and well-being of every Grenadian. Our leap in telecommunications has connected us with the world like never before, fostering innovation and education. The widespread access to electricity has lit up our nation, fueling our homes and our dreams. And our road networks, improved and expanded, have become the lifelines that connect our communities and drive our economic growth. On this auspicious February 7th, we stand united, Grenadians both at home and in the far-flung corners of the diaspora, celebrating as one people, one nation. Our diaspora, a testament to our global influence, remains integral to our nation's story, contributing richly to our ongoing narrative. Our heritage, a kaleidoscope of culture, warmth, and resilience, resonates across generations, creating an enduring legacy. It is our duty, our privilege, to uphold this legacy, ensuring that our Spice Island remains a jewel in the Caribbean, revered for its beauty, warmth, and unyielding spirit. Looking ahead, we envision Grenada as the beacon of the Caribbean, shining brighter with each passing year. Our eyes are set on a future filled with promise, a future where every Grenadian contributes to a nation that is not only prosperous, but also a symbol of hope and unity. And as we celebrate this golden anniversary, we pay homage to Sir Eric Matthew Carey, the father of our independence. His vision laid the cornerstone of our nation, his legacy a guiding light for our future. So Eric's dream, now realized in our thriving nation, continues to inspire us. To every Grenadian, whether you are celebrating on our shores or across the seas, I wish you a jubilant, heartwarming celebration. Together, let's honor our past, cherish our present, and embrace our future with hope and optimism. May the Almighty bless our nation, guide our steps, and continue to shower His grace upon our beloved Grenada. Happy 50th Independence Anniversary. God bless our beautiful Grenada.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you all got the opportunity to have heard that address. I know it was not one that was really published like that, but I want to say it was honestly one of the best speeches I have heard from Dr. Mitchell. I'm being very honest, right? You heard everything pure, you heard everything real in this conversation, right? It was no fake in wanting to just be a part of the national independence celebration, but he ensured that he exhibited and exalted persons and even we as Grenadians in the development. And you didn't hear him mentioning much of the new national party and what the new national party did and what he did as a prime minister. It was extremely genuine, and I really want you to get from it that. You understand me? And that is what made me enjoy it most. You didn't hear him mentioning how long he was the prime minister or how, exalting is it for him to have served Grenada and to develop, and everything that he mentioned spoke to the mere fact that everybody got involved. And I really, really want to say this is one of, and I am going to mark this one, my best speech from Dr. Mitchell. That address felt and followed home to every Grenadian, despite home or abroad. And I really, really want to say, I want to continue to ask God to bless this gentleman in his genuine love and the ability to love people and respect the fact that he is humbled, not because of just being a mere Grenadian, a small island, the prime minister, but from where he comes, from whence he came, and his development and his growth and as a person. I guess many persons would have expected him not to show up at the National Stadium yesterday. I know there were many persons wondering if he would have showed up. But ladies and gentlemen, the entire team of the opposition was there and enjoyed the 50th independence celebration as every other, right? So we want to extend that level and that love felt by this address. All right. So to the many of you guys who might have seen or viewed the Independence Day celebration yesterday, I would like to get it from you guys. What's your feedback on a scale of 1 to 10? How do you believe that the entire celebration at the National Stadium went down yesterday? For the many persons who watched it, for the many persons who are actually at the stadium, what's your take on it? I would like to just take maybe just about a 5 to 10 minutes to get your opinion, what you believe, right? I would give my opinion. I definitely would share my opinion, and if I may, I will ensure that I will do that. But let me get it from you guys. What is your take? How did you believe that the celebration at the National Stadium went yesterday? I really would like to get your take on this. I know I have gone through, somebody saying 6 out of 10. I went through Facebook and there are many conversations surrounding many things, right? I was actually at the National Stadium yesterday. I am a military buzz. I love the military parade, so I ensured that I got to the National Stadium yesterday to take a little viewing of the parade itself. But coming from you, ladies and gentlemen, what's your take? What's your take? Who are the heroes announced yesterday? All right, so persons are asking who were the heroes named yesterday. Something I remember moving away from the National Stadium for a while and going into the town, and I can't recall whether or not there was an actual address by the Prime Minister. I have not followed up on that. All right, somebody saying 10, right? Somebody saying it was a perfect 10, right? Somebody giving it a perfect 10. Come on, we got a few more minutes. We just go into the comment section. Go into the comment section right now. Let me see how best maybe I can maybe hook up my let me see how best I can maybe link my devices. So maybe somebody wants to call in and maybe give their insight. So we want to know what's your insight. If you're just joining us, we're just taking a little time to get your guys' insight on the parade yesterday. Somebody saying, I heard he did give an address. Somebody said 10, no complaint, wonderful. All right. Somebody saying, so that's two persons mentioning that it was a 10 and there was no complaints. All right. Come, is there anybody? Just express. Go ahead right now and express it. I mean, there is nothing wrong right now in expressing how you believe the event was. Well, from my perspective, ladies and gentlemen, somebody saying 7 out of 10. I am giving the parade a perfect 10. I am giving yesterday's event a perfect 10. Right? 10 on, first and foremost, the patriotism I saw yesterday in celebrating our 50th independence celebration. It was heartwarming. The patriotism, I'm speaking, the persons that was actually at the National Stadium, the amount of people that was there to celebrate that occasion, and we placed aside politics yesterday. I loved that. There was nothing yesterday that distinguished green or yellow or Christianity or anything else, but all you saw yesterday were pure Grenadians being at the National Stadium, being able to be there to witness the 50th independence celebration. It was amazing, in my opinion, when it comes to the level of patriotism shown yesterday. Followed significantly, ladies and gentlemen, by the military parade. Wow. The military parade, especially that those display, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was just something that you believe that you would not have been able to see here in Grenada was displayed at the National Stadium yesterday. It was out of this world. This 1974 to 2024, that just took me away. That just took me away. And then the parade itself, for many of us who are, that level of mind, right, that knows the military parade. I mean, the execution of the entire parade just ran smoothly, nicely done. Even the waiting time. I realized that the waiting time for even the officers that was actually on the ground, it was very quick. The Commissioner of Police, the Prime Minister, then the Governor General. Absolutely amazing. That I must give a perfect 10 again for. Right? The ending of the evening took my breath away. The ending of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, at the National Stadium yesterday. I mean, many of you all would have seen it at who viewed it on whatever social media. But to have been at the National Stadium yesterday and actually saw this, it was amazing. It was really amazing. So I'm giving this a perfect 10. The patriotism, the military parade, and the drone display was amazing. We went out yesterday, Grenada. We went out. And I said openly, the patriotism shown yesterday, the patriotism, the people that was out there, there was no differentiation. There was no differentiation from whatever divides us as a country, whatever divides us as a people, could have not been seen yesterday at the National Stadium. It was just amazing. And I really want to say hats off to the persons who did that job and did it so well. Hats off to every person who played an integral or significant part in what we saw yesterday. Absolutely amazing. Right? Everybody put aside whatever it was yesterday and was at the National Stadium. Right? I know many persons want to have how the Prime Minister addressed conversation. I'm going to leave that for another day. But again, and if I must say, I don't know how many persons would agree with me, right, on this, right? So many persons are speaking as it relates to the Prime Minister. I would be honest, I have a thing for white. The Prime Minister's clothing, I believe, was good. I am being honest. And you see, that is me as a person, right? Your opinion and my opinion. This has nothing to do with political affiliation. His dress code, amazing. I don't think that the footwear was appropriate. But the clothing, the way he was cladded with the white, with the sash and everything, I love to see that. It looked unique. I loved the outfit. I really did like the outfit. I really liked the difference in the mere fact that you're not suited and all, and the whole attire was amazing. But I think, I think that the footwear could have been different. But it is what it is. It is what it is, all right? Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, in the drone display, I was standing close to some persons who knows my political affiliation. And then when Dr. Mitchell came up, they actually ran to me like, hey, this is what you guys thought would not have happened. You understand me? And I have to say this. You cannot rewrite history. This is nothing about they put him there because they want NMP to feel satisfied. No. He has to be there as the significance of history would tell you that there was none other who did what he did. So him being there wasn't, oh, let me give them a little blight. That is not what it is. And I said that to somebody last night. I said Dr. Mitchell being there wasn't him getting a blight to be there. No. Let me make, NMP people feel satisfied. No. Right? And when they spoke of him, they spoke as it relates to his infrastructural development after Hurricane Ivan and Emily. Right? So it wasn't something you just give him. Let me give him a goodbye. All right. So, sorry. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to, and as I said, and I've always been saying, there is nothing wrong in placing aside politics when something good has been done. And without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, the military parade, the stadium yesterday, gained 100% of my support. The exhibition, the integration of race that you saw at the stadium, people just wanted to be a part of this. And I'm happy to have been there. And somebody didn't tell me. Or just say, hey, they're not NMP that they're in power, so I'm not going. Right? Anybody that was in power and did a job like this for its 50th independence celebration do deserve a tip of the cap. All right? And I always want to be on that level. Right? So we continue our discussion. Right? Let's continue our discussion. The unveiling of the notes. What is your take on both Eric Machugeri and Maurice Bishop being on the bill or notes? All right, somebody saying, what I would love to see is Dr. Mitchell on one of the notes, $20 bill for sure, being the Prime Minister for 20 plus years. That's an honest opinion. No, they had to give Jackie jackets and cannot run away from that. So what's your opinion? Let me give you my honest opinion on the Maurice Bishop conversation. People were celebrating Independence Day. For those of us who knows the significance of the celebration, there is nobody you have to give a blight in this. Nobody has to get a blight. the full recognition of the Independence Day celebration must go to the Father of Independence. For those of you all who don't know, there is still a justifiable reason, which I would give about 20 to 30%, as it relates to Maurice Bishop being a part of the note. The history would have told us, and for those of us who heard the address by the gentleman in charge of the ECCB, he mentioned as it relates to the significant part Maurice Bishop would have played after gaining office, and the continued treaty signed or agreement signed that Grenada be part of the Eastern Caribbean and using the currency. For those of you also who listened to the address, you would hear when he mentioned that. So there are some significance or reasoning why DJ Maurice Bishop is on the note. However, my take is this: you don't take the shine from Brother Gary to give nobody a blind. I didn't even want to see Dr. Mitchell's face on a note. The note simply should have Eric Matthew Gary. Nobody got to get a blind to be there. And that's my take. Nobody got to get a little blind to have been on the note. The note should simply be unveiled with Eric Matthew Gary. That is my take on it. And as I said, for those of you all who did listen to the address, would know that Maurice Bishop's reasoning for being unveiled for part of this goes to the fact that after the overthrow that took place in 79, I think that the Gary's government would have already started some negotiations or discussions in terms of the signing for Grenada to be a part of the ECCB. And I am subjected to correction because that is what I grasped from it. And so when Maurice Bishop took office, right, he did continue that trend. He didn't break it off because it was part of Gary's plan, right? Hence the reason why it remained part of the process. And I believe the final signatory went with him signing on that that Grenada be part of the ECCB, right? So on that, in that vein, I believe that is the significance of Maurice Bishop being on the note. But I'm saying, let's not take that away that it is February 7th, right? Even if you want to pay homage to, if it's a whole year of celebration, and I want us to remember that. So even if at March 13th or October 19th, you could have done another unveiling and pay homage to Maurice Bishop. But we're talking February 7th. We're speaking February 7th. And so, again, to show respect, I mean, it's the independence. We had March 9th, we had March 13th, we have October 19th. And so even if you want to give me like a $20 note, you know what I mean? Or another $15. But I believed, in my humble opinion, that the focus, the main focus, what should have been the target should have simply been Eric Matthew Gary. And that is my take on it. That is just my take on it. I don't know what is your take on it, but that is just my take. Somebody's saying Bishop never liked Eric Gary. If Bishop get hold of Gary, he would have killed him too. All right, we know it was a dark stage in our history, but however, it is what it is. All right, so that is just my take. I don't know what is your take on the conversation of the unfolding of the note, but that is just my take on it. All right. another issue to be addressed. And again, I continue to implore of this administration to always try to get this right. And many of times when you ask persons or you have those conversations, persons are normally that you're being political. No, you're not. Now, the conversation of the amplified music, ladies and gentlemen, really daunted the celebration somewhat. And not to the extent where I understand that government may want to have that spectacle and ensure that every Grenadian be a part of it, but the manner in which it was done. Now, from the get-go, if government was saying to people, what government? And let me not focus anything on just politics, but the powers that be, to the persons who knew they are responsible for this, should have placed it out there that, hey, we are not going to give permissions to persons whenever the celebration day reach. You can't tell me that within a mere 24 hours to 48 hours period, you sent out a bulletin like this. And I remember one of the persons breaking down the wording used by the RGPF and saying how regrettably they would have had to make that decision. Let's get that right, people. Let us get that right. You can't bully a man or a nation or a people to celebrate our independence in the manner in which you want them to celebrate it. That's not right. That is not right. Because at the end of the day, we need to understand there are persons whose planning and preparation is not today. So you can't simply say to a people, okay, I'm not going to give you permission because that is what I want. And this is what people would grasp from it. You will not give permission because you want people to focus on what is taking place at the national stadium. And that, to me, did not sit right with a lot of persons. And government needs to understand that that day was a serious mistake made. That day, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, was a serious decision that was made. And simply, and let me be honest, and I'll tell people this. You could say everybody would want to put things in a political light. That is up to you. But if something like this happens, let's be honest, even if it's not government per se, who you think that people are going to blame? You think the layman man is going to say, oh, it is the NOC or the celebration committee? They don't know about that. They don't know who are the person or persons responsible. So you won't hear an individual say, well, it's the NOC. Let's not blame administration or government. Many of the things that used to happen in the past was not laid fully upon Dr. Mitchell or the New National Party. There were entities and places and bodies responsible for decision and decision making. And whenever the decision was made that was not in agreement to all, what is the first thing you would have heard them say? Kit Mitchell and them NNP. Them NNP and them Kit Mitchell and them. Because at the end of the day, the prospect of an individual looking on who is not assessing, okay, well, is that the people responsible? No, they're going to blame government. And so I believe in something like that. In the same manner and in the same breath, and I want to use that reference, when Andy Williams during the carnival season, Honorable Minister Andy Williams, and the incident at Pandy, when the RGPF would have said that they were not going to give permissions to the persons, and how he went there and negotiated for the event to happen. So too, I believe, even if was the committee that made the decision, I think one of them within government, in the same way, must understand everybody can be at the National Stadium. Everybody won't want to go to the National Stadium. It was a nice sunny day. There were beach event planned, And so persons might have wanted to say, well, okay, let me not go to the National Stadium. I'll take a little beach evening. You understand me? And even if you could have simply allowed those events to happen. Because at the end of the day, persons still stayed in their corner, doing whatever, in whatever manner. My question again is, whether or not the decision made is legislated. What is the legitimacy by the decision made by the committee? So we need to be careful as a people. And I'm speaking directly to the persons who are affiliated with this administration. You cannot sometimes allow committees and other small entities to make those decisions. At the end of the day, people are not seeing those entities. They are seeing government. They are seeing administration. They go say it's Deacon and them, it's Andy and them. Because the layman man is not going to say, well, I wonder if it's Spice Mass that do that, boy. I wonder if it's the National Celebration Committee. No. That is not what they see. That is not their focus. All right? So that day was a blatant, to me, bad decision making. Blatant and a bad decision making. And you got to get this right. You can't force people. You remember years, persons are at Come On Pack, mass in Come On Pack. And at no point in time, government made the decision to say to persons they cannot gather, or maybe send the police officers down there to call off the event, because government saw everybody's way of celebration is not. You understand me? So if for Easter the Roman Catholic makes a stringent call to you guys to say, well, watch me, during the Easter celebration we don't want those kind of noise and thing, do you think that no, they were in the wrong to make such a request? Let's put it into perspective. The Roman Catholic come together and they say, listen to me, in celebrating the Easter celebration from Good Friday to Easter Monday, we are requesting that persons don't be given permission to have those big carnival-like events or play amplified music. You think that would be wrong? Because we just did it for the independence. Because we wanted the focus to be on independence. So if the Roman Catholic as a body decides that, hey, we want it to be focused on the resurrection of Jesus Christ, you think they will be in the wrong? You understand me? So we ought to be careful sometimes about the decision we make, because persons can reference many things. Many things can be referenced when you make those decisions. Alright? So we ought to be careful. We ought to be extra careful in such regard. Alright? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to take our time and for the next few days or few weeks ahead, enjoy the celebration that we've been having. Right? Enjoy whatever it might have been left of it. I think there are still events coming up. Tomorrow we have Breadfruit Fest out there in Victoria, in St. Mark's. I am actually going to be a part of this one, so we're asking persons to come out in their numbers to be a part of this one out there in Victoria tomorrow. It is going to be a spectacle. You have roasted breadfruit, you have breadfruit puff, you have seasoned baked breadfruit, garlic sauteed breadfruit, spicy seasoned breadfruit, the ever regular oil dung. So people, let us remember this. All right, let us remember this. All right. I wanted to see whether or not I could have gotten one of the. I wanted to see whether or not I could get one of the persons online. Let me see if I get onto the. Let me see if I get onto one of the persons who would be part of tomorrow's preparation, and maybe you get more information and more details.
Hi, good night.
Hi, pleasant good evening, Mr. B. Harry. We're calling from the Class in Session program. We were calling as it relates to the event that would take place in Victoria tomorrow, and so maybe you'll want to shed some light. I know it was taken off guard. But I do apologize for saying. Alright, so
Okay.
you're actually
That's
on air. So if
Yeah.
you whatever
Wow.
insight you wanna give, you can do so now.
Okay. Well, good night to all the viewers of the classroom and all the listeners. Um, while I was not aware of this this planned call, I just want to take the opportunity to welcome everybody to Sunset City Bradford Fest 2.0, and that is taking place tomorrow. We said before, it commences at 11 a.m. And because of the responses that we have received from last year, we have gone the extra mile to diversify our offering. So if you take a trip up to Sunset City, Victoria, tomorrow from 11 a.m., you will be able to taste the roasted breadfruit bread. It goes on and on. We are having garlic saute breadfruit, spicy seasoned breadfruit, oil down, which is a must on the menu, as well as drinks that are made from breadfruit. Now, I opportunity one of the special items that will be on the menu tomorrow, and that is breadfruit cake. Now, you can actually that will be found in Sunset City tomorrow,
You
right?
keep going and coming, eh?
Sorry.
You keep going and coming. We keep fading and coming back. But you go ahead.
Okay, right. So I was saying that we do have a lovely breadfruit cake that we are offering on the menu tomorrow. So I want to encourage everyone to come on up and actually taste it, sample it, and make your purchase. Apart from that, we have a packed entertainment program that is actually put together for all of the attendees. You can come and be thrilled with entertainment from the Hitman Inspector. You have one of the better vocalists in Grenada. You have Sheldon Douglas, and you have a list of other entertainers. But apart from all of this, we are bringing to Sunset City tomorrow the good guys from the Royal Grenada Police Force Band. They will be up here with us live in action. So you cannot actually place our event as an option tomorrow. It must be a part of your item of choice on your calendar for tomorrow. And our DJ is setting up as we speak. Our tents and so forth are going up. We have a ice cool bar. Our bar is worse than COVID. So you got to be there. You really want a drink that is cold enough. And apart from it, we also have our quiz. We have our dish demonstration where you can learn how to prepare certain dish, and it's live. So you got to be there to experience it. And we have prizes that we are giving away every hour. So I'm telling you, there is no other place to be tomorrow. All roads lead to Sunset City for the second annual Sunset City Bradford Fest 2.0, and it definitely will be one to remember.
All right. So thank you so very much, Mr. Bihari. This, I think, is too much information because we wanted to just give us a little taste, but we got too much information. So don't forget to be out there tomorrow, Mr. Bihari. I think we would meet up there, right? We would see.
And my accounts department will also provide you with the bill for tonight,
Okay.
and try to set it in 24 hours.
No problem, sir.
All right.
Do have a good evening.
All right.
All right.
Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so don't forget to be a part of this one, right? This one is taking place tomorrow, all right? And the many other events that might be taking place, there is no other place to be than to be in Victoria tomorrow, all right? So, and on the 17th, don't forget the bingo and danza will take place on the 17th. That's out there in the big yard out there it was postponed, sorry. It was postponed, so it had been moved to the 17th, and as opposed that it was the 3rd, as in current big yard. This is one of the events that we're gonna mark for the events to come. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So do enjoy the remainder of the day. It was a pleasure being here with you guys this afternoon, and God's blessings to each and every one of you. See you again on Tuesday, where we would be able to have a conversation again here in the Class in Session. I'm yours truly, Royalty James, signing out for another evening. All right.
You got to be a millionaire or some kind of petty bourgeoisie anytime you live in here. In this country, you got to be in skullduggery, making you money illicitly to live like somebody. In this country, it's outrageous and insane. Them crazy prices in Port of Spain, and like the merchants going out their brain, and the working man like the only toiling in vain. Where you ever hear a television for 7,000, $250,000 for little piece of land, a pair of sneakers, $200, 80,000-90,000 for motor cars. At last, here in Trinidad, we see capitalism gone mad. It's sad and getting more bad, because due to capitalism gone mad. To provide for your family today on your present salary is an impossibility. In this country, so many bills to pay, there is no conceivable way to save for a rainy day. In this country, avariciousness, to be precise, is why every damn thing so overpriced. Big business making everybody feel government give them a open license to steal. Would you believe me? One nylon panty is $19.90, $20 for some baby milk. The cheapest jersey costs over $60, $200 and change a yard for silk. It's hard here in Trinidad. Lord have mercy, capitalism gone mad. It's sad, things getting more bad. Oh Lord, capitalism